Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Spice up the Esplanade. Your all-in-one Spice Mass event. Get a taste of everything Carnival. From music to mass to food to fashion. All things Carnival in one place. Esplanade Mall, July 7th to August 11th. Don't you miss it.
Good morning to you wherever you are at this time. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for this rainy Friday morning. Yeah, it's rainy. Just had a peek on the outside. Yeah, it's raining, man. Who came up with that phrase, raining cats and dogs? Saying good morning to you, Mary E. Banks. Lydia Cameron says good morning, Innocent, and all the beautiful people on the island of Spice. Everyone have a safe weekend. Thanks and same to you. Arthur Langa, and a happy Friday to you, my brother, from your friend Arthur Pope Langa, and in Brooklyn, New York. I say, Papi, you good? Yeah, I think give Julie a call, alright? Ann Jackson says, good morning, GBN. Condolence to the ladies. I feel the pain. Yeah. Desmond Clovey says, good rainy Friday morning, everyone. Anne Marie Thomas, good morning, GBN family and friends. Wishing everyone a blessed day and an enjoyable and safe weekend. Jesus is the way to wash away your sins. So take up your cross, my friends, and follow him. Praise and follow. The love of the Lord will never let you down. So how we doing? 25 minutes onto the hour of 7 o'clock. Yeah, that is a time. I hope you're doing fine, because despite what, life is worth living, yeah? Life is worth living despite the trials and the ups and the downs and so forth. It's all part of the process, yeah? This too shall pass. Remember that. Whatever you're going through. Condolences going out to those of you who lost a loved one. Yeah, and there's a clarion call out there for some sort of mental health, and well, mental health is one, but there definitely needs to, for those of us who subscribe to that philosophy, there needs to be a spiritual intervention, because young people committing suicide on a whole is not a normal thing. It's spiritual, right? Yeah, that's a trick of the devil. But when you see so many young people, I mean, I know the pressures of the life. Sometimes pressures are real, you know, and sometimes you feel that there's no way out. But I told you a couple, I think it was last week, the way out of it is through it. You've got to go through it, you know. Yeah, the way out is through. It has an expiration date on it. Whatever the circumstances, there is an expiration date. It will end. Nothing goes on forever. So if you could just hold on. I mean, it's easier said than done, you know. Sometimes I look at it and I say, what's really going on? You know, when will this end? You turn left is pressure, you turn right is pressure. Anywhere you turn, there seems to be a never-ending problem. Or what happens sometimes, as soon as you get over one, a next one buffs in at the same time, and you're wondering, sometimes you feel like giving up. Yeah. There are people in certain places, sometimes I say they're placed there, they're planted by the devil. You know, they like the main objective is to frustrate your life and make you miserable and paining, and, you know, don't bother with that. The longest rope has an end. The longest prayer has an amen. Good morning to you, Esther and family out there in, that's what, Mount Agnes, or you call it, all of these Pomeroy or Mount Agnes. And Colleen, good morning to you all the way in Mississauga. Good morning, how are you? Nice. If I continue like that, I would not get with the program. So let me end this and get with the program. The word of the day today, it is a verb, all right? It is a verb, an action word, a doing word, and it is the word comprise. Comprise. Okay, comprise. And comprise means it is to be made up of something or to include or consist of something. Now, it still carries that meaning, but today it is often, it also often means to make up or form something, though some object to this use. Comprise can also mean to include, especially within a particular scope. Yeah, it comprised of this. Like, for example, right now, my cup of coffee is comprised of sugar, you know, a little bit of sugar. Yeah, I had to take a sip on that. Good, lovely. It's 22 minutes after 6 o'clock. That is the time, and all is well. All right. The thought of the day is: try your best to treat others as you would wish to be treated yourself. And if you will find that this is the shortest way to benevolence, try your best to treat others as you would wish to be treated yourself. And if you will find that this is the shortest way to benevolence. Yeah. That's nice. Treat me how you want to be treated. I'll do the same, and then life will be so peaceful. Yeah? Good, nice. Buzzing this morning, the Maggie King of the Grill is on Saturday the 29th of July. That is 15 days away. All right, 2 Saturdays away from today. Yep. Good. Nice. Be a part of it. It's a fun day of fun, music, food, a whole lot of interactions. Starts from 12 and it climaxes with a live show, live performances from Grenada's top artists. So be a part of it. Good. What's happening this weekend? The Groovy quarterfinals, that's on this weekend. Also on the 17th to the 21st, Calypso tents will be judged, okay? I'll try my best to get some more information as to where the other tents will be launched. So far we had the Kaiso Bards tent launched, and I'll try to get some more information from the relevant authorities to tell you when and where the other tents will be launched, okay? So listen for that. Buzzing this morning, the Royal Grenada Police Force has confirmed another hanging incident on the island. Sad. Sad. I feel your pain, the family and the acquaintances of the young lady. Like I said, you know, somebody reach out to somebody, because people are hurting out there. You know, people are hurting out there. People are having problems, and when you don't have anybody to talk to, you know what could happen. All right, media and communication practitioners in communication, as the Ministry of Health aims to create a more solid platform for disseminating health information to the public. That's good. Also buzzing, the joint conference of the Caribbean Agricultural Extension Providers Network, it concluded with a gala and awards ceremony recognizing the contribution of farmers towards food security. That's good. The Royal Grenada Police Force again is refuting claims of having questioned 2 prominent individuals in connection with the murder of Josiah Jonty Robinson. I heard it, I saw it on the social media platform, and I did not even bother to call my friend. I met him, and I did not even bother to raise that, because from the onset, I first reported confirmed case of the monkeypox virus in the Caribbean island of Trinidad and Tobago. The case was confirmed on Tuesday, the 12th of July, by the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago, which explained that contact tracing procedures were initiated as per its response protocols. So we've got to be on the lookout for that. We cannot take another thing like that now. Okay, please, let's give us the information. We'll disseminate it, how we can, mitigate around it. We don't want that here. Oh gosh. As my good friend Troll and Balthazar would say, oh gom. Troll and Janice and Brittany and everybody in the household, good morning to you. Yeah, good morning, Free and everybody. Now, the Bank and General Workers Union is advising the general public that efforts to settle the ongoing trade dispute between Republic Bank Grenada Limited and the Bank and General Workers Union failed to reach a settlement yesterday. That was actually on July 12th. Negotiations for a new collective agreement between both parties commenced in April, and there were 10 rounds of negotiations at the bilateral level, 2 rounds with the Labour Commissioner and 3 rounds with the Minister of Labour, Honorable Claudette Joseph. Okay, it says that the last round of mediation at the Ministry of Labour ended on March 13th, 2023, with the bank claiming that it required the minister's written recommendation to act. The union accepted the minister's recommendation. Okay, so the workers are striking, and while on that, let me inform you that the following branches of Republic Bank will be opened today from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The branches that will be operating today, they are the Republic House, the Grenville branch, the Melville Street branch, and the Carriacou branch. Now, the business center in Grandans, that's at Steels Complex, and also the Grove branch will be closed. Now, Republic Bank Grenada Limited apologizes for any inconvenience caused and encourage you to take full advantage, make full use of their digital banking services. So please remember that Republic House, the Grenville branch, Melville Street branch, and the Carriacou branch, they will be open today from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. However, the business center in Grandans and the Grove branch will be closed. So please be guided accordingly. That's what buzzing at the moment, folks. We've got to take the break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. A quick notice, though, please be informed that those of you who usually follow us on our YouTube platform, well, we're experiencing some technical difficulties with that. So you can follow us on our Facebook platform or television or radio, whichever of the other media you choose to use. All right. So we've got to take that break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather coming. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy Batiste. The Bank and General Workers Union is advising the general public that efforts to settle the ongoing trade dispute between Republic Bank Grenada Limited and the Bank and General Workers Union failed to reach a settlement yesterday, July 12. Negotiations for a new collective agreement between both parties commenced on April 13, 2022. There were 10 rounds of negotiations at the bilateral level, 2 rounds with the Labour Commissioner and 3 rounds with Labour Minister Claudette Joseph. The last round of mediation at the Ministry of Labour ended on March 13, 2023, with the bank claiming that it required the minister's written recommendation to act. The union accepted the minister's recommendation. The written recommendation was provided by the Minister for Labour on July 3, 2023. Yesterday, July 12, the bank wrote the Minister for Labour informing her that it had rejected her recommendation of 12.25% over a 4-year period. The Bank and General Workers Union says it views this development as extremely unfortunate and not providing the right climate for industrial peace. The union says it expresses concern over this latest development since the workers and general public continue to be negatively impacted by the ongoing strike action. Well, the Royal Grenada Police Force has confirmed another hanging incident on the island. The body of a female was found hanging at her home. Renaped Thomas has this report.
Police have confirmed that 21-year-old Kiana Roberts was found hanging in the room of a dwelling house in True Blue St. George on Thursday morning. Roberts is the second female found hanging in 8 days on the island, which is presumed to be a case of suicide. The family of Roberts, who is still shocked by her death, was unable to speak to the media as they tried to cope with their loss. In an interview on Thursday, clinical psychologist Shauna Curfey, speaking on the topic of suicide, indicated that the community and its role in how we communicate and interact with each other is a key aspect in the way persons deal with mental issues. Curfey said there is a need to revive love and kindness among our people.
And I'm not any saint, but I find that we really mean. We are really mean. And when things happen, that's when everybody is aware. You cannot be aware after the fact. Community must be caring, and community must be communal. Communal means all hands coming together to work for the common good. Caring community means I can sit, I can hear you, I can listen to you, I'm involved in your space. Some of the things you're doing may be helping me heal, and you're not sure what you're doing. It's like how sometimes people would sit next to me. I've gone somewhere and say, "Hi, Miss Coffee, can I sit?" And I said, "Sure." And then at time I would get some mail and they say, "Oh, that time I sat next to you, just a little conversation we had lifted my spirit." The person is not your therapist, so you're not going to spill your entrails to them. No. But just who you are as a person, who you are at the table, who you are at the soccer field, who you are in church, can bring people to that level of understanding. No, there are kind people around. I shouldn't do this, right? So if all of us replay and relay and engage, right, in that psychosocial level of positivity, then I think we can impact more change.
Coffey said the issue of suicide is not just a concern in Grenada but in the Caribbean region as well. According to a World Health Organization report, between 2015 and 2018, 98,000 deaths by suicide was recorded in the Caribbean and Latin America, with most of the cases recorded within the Caribbean region. Coffey shared some of the holistic ways in which depression and the suicidal thoughts can be addressed.
Improve access and delivery of suicide care. The hospital system must have a special suicidality protocol with which they apply when an attempt is made. Okay? You can't be treated regularly. We have to change that care. Then fourthly, promote healthy connections. So in our schools, our peer groups, right, or service groups that we have, the extracurricular activities and so, we need to infuse that kind of healthy connections, right? Even in our family structure, you may have a wise aunt, a wise uncle, a wise cousin. You understand? And these are some support connectors.
Following her mother's passing in 2022. Well, mental health has been at the forefront of efforts of the Ministry of Health for a Healthier Nation. Neela Fletcher is a Grenadian psychologist who holds a master's degree in clinical community psychology. She joins us for this conversation on depression. Good evening.
Good evening, Kenroy.
Concerns have risen following the deaths of two young individuals 8 days apart. They were found hanging, allegedly suicides. Admittedly, there's now much talk about depression affecting daily life and living. What are some glaring signs and symptoms of depression?
Well, depression isn't always very easy to detect. Because it's characterized by the way that the person thinks, feels, and behaves. However, some of the more glaring signs of depression would be predominantly low moods, complaints of not having energy to perform simple tasks, loss of interest for things that they once enjoyed. They may become withdrawn socially. Sleep issues, so they may be sleeping too much or not sleeping enough. They may experience changes in their appetite, and this is oftentimes seen with weight gain or weight loss. They may experience irritability or angry outbursts. So overall, there is some difficulty in regulating their emotions. They may feel hopeless or worthless, may experience symptoms of anxiety, or even experience physical pain and recurring thoughts of death or suicide.
So when someone who's depressed commits suicide, for example, in what state of mind is this person?
Okay, so this is not always clear, but many times when you speak to persons who have attempted suicide or speak of suicide, they feel hopeless or worthless or feel like life is no longer worth living. And a lot of the times it's said that persons who end their life via suicide are selfish, but that couldn't be furthest from the truth, because when you speak to persons who experience suicidal ideation, they oftentimes tell you that they believe that their family and friends would be better off with option. That's one of the first things that we can do. We always say that education is empowerment, and really in this case it is. Don't make assumptions about how they feel or what they need. It's always best to ask. Ask, how can I help you? How can I, be of help to you? Pay attention to changes in their behavior that may suggest worsening symptoms or their worsening of their depression. Also, lovingly encourage them to seek professional help. Shower them with healthy foods rich in antioxidants and vitamins and proteins, because all of these foods boost your moods naturally. Checking in daily, and today we have access to so many platforms where we can keep in touch with each other. So checking in is also another important way that family and friends can stay in touch and understand suicide risk, and not taking their comments for granted. Whatever they say to you, believe them and take it seriously.
Which leads me to ask you that within the Grenada context, is there a need to have 24/7 professional help available to people struggling with depression?
I believe that it would be really helpful.
Individuals in connection with the murder of Josiah John T. Robinson. We get more in this report.
4 days shy of 1 month since he met his demise, and to date, no one has been arrested. Josiah John T. Robinson of Lansopine, St. George, was laid to rest on Thursday. Liturgy was held at the Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church, Grandans, St. George. Robinson's body was found motionless on June 18, 2023, on BBC Beach, Grandans, St. George. Autopsy results indicate that Robinson died as a result of manual strangulation. The question lingers in the minds of many. Who's responsible? Meanwhile, the Royal Grenada Police Force refutes claims of having questioned a businessman and pastor for the murder of John T. Josiah Robinson. A statement issued reads, and I quote, "The Royal Grenada Police Force has become aware of information currently in circulation on social media stating that police have picked up a prominent business person and a pastor for questioning in relation to the murder of the late John T. Robinson. The RGPF categorically refutes this information. We are vigorously pursuing every lead in this matter. However, we have had no interest in either of the two individuals in this regard. The public is hereby advised that you should only accept such information from credible official sources. Unquote. GBN will continue to follow this story and bring you details as it comes to hand. Christelina John, GBN News.
20 students graduated from the New Life organization on Thursday. Renaped Thomas reports.
Empowered youths are the hope of today and the joy of tomorrow was a theme of the 2023 graduation ceremony of the New Life organization NULO as 90 young people graduated from the learning institution on Thursday. The graduates were reminded of their journey within the institution and some of the obstacles they had to overcome. Director of NULO, Margaret Yomaha, in her remarks to the graduates spoke of some of the key values that had to be instilled in the students during their stint at the school.
During this short period at NULO, you were expected to do and to become a number of things. We kind of forced you to become a number of things, and some of you saw the need to become a number of things. Among them were to become more aware of who you really are, to smooth out the rough edges of your spiritual life. You were expected to work on your attitude, your self-esteem, conduct, and your behavior. You were also expected to develop proper work ethics, including but not limited to good time management.
Feature speaker at the ceremony, Ms. Diana Thomas, Deputy Chief Education Officer, reminded the students that as they start a new chapter, they should remain focused as they are the future leaders of transformation in Grenada.
You, dear graduates, are the driving force behind progress, the catalyst for change, and the torchbearers of hope. Empowered youth have the ability to break barriers, challenge the status quo, and overcome obstacles that stand in their way. Some of you might have at some point been tagged with negative labels. Like Buju Banton would say, you were buried alive. But here you are on your graduation day, still breathing.
GBN News, Renaped Thomas.
The joint conference of the Caribbean Agricultural Extension Providers Network concluded with a gala and awards ceremony recognizing the contributions of farmers towards food security. Here's the report.
5 local farmers were awarded last evening at an awards ceremony and banquet held as an integral part of the joint conference of the Caribbean Agriculture Extension Providers Network. The event at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort recognized the hard work, dedication, and success of farmers. 3 of the awards came from the Caribbean Food Crop Society and were presented by Mr. Colin Colonguez, chairman of the board. The awardees included Grenada's minister responsible for agriculture, Senator Adrian Thomas.
Caribbean Food Crop Society honors Senator the Honorable Adrian A. Thomas, Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture and lands, fisheries, and cooperatives, for your inspiring achievements and commitment to improving the food and agricultural sector and strengthening the rural agricultural economy in Grenada and throughout the Caribbean. Given today, July 2023, Wilfredo Colonguas, Chairman of the Board.
Mrs. Gemma Bain Thomas and Ms. Tessa Barry were also awarded.
The Caribbean Food Crop Society honors Ms. Gemma Bain Thomas, President of the Local Organizing Committee, for your leadership skills, hard work, and dedication in achieving the utmost success in the organization of the Joint Conference CFCS CAIBNet, given today, July 2023, Wilfredo Colonguas. Thank you. So I know Tessa because she, when we had our meeting in Belize, she was the Miguel and Aurora Lugo Student Scholar. So she had finished her PhD and she submitted it, and she was honored with that. As a professor, I left you with a take-home message, right? Gratitude, defiance, and hope.
The Grenada Ministry of Agriculture also presented awards to Miss Deborah Benjamin from Westerhall, St. David, a full-time farmer for over 20 years, engaged in the rearing of small ruminants and the production of vegetables. Miss Paula Whiteman from Madej, St. Patrick, a vegetable and tree crop farmer, and Mr. Jacob Andrew from Richmond, St. Andrew, a farmer for over 40 years. Ms. Gemma Bain Thomas, delivering the welcome remarks, encouraged engagement and dialogue with farmers.
Whether we recognize it or not, the awardees here today are all agricultural scientists whose focus is on the food, fuel, water, and natural resources that keep our world moving. They are working to produce more food, to make food safer, for us to have a cleaner and healthier environment. As part of a national team, it is on all of us to work with them to stamp out poverty while making farms more efficient and sustainable.
The award ceremony and banquet was held under the theme Cultivating Excellence, honoring champions of Caribbean agriculture. Christina John, GBN News.
Congrats to all of the farmers. All right, senior citizens, so painting up a storm in this evening's GBN Saw. It's time to take a peek through the GBN Saw lens.
The elderly gets in tune with their artistic side in tonight's GBN Saw. As the Grenada Association of Retired Persons GAP celebrated 12 years on Wednesday, an artsy event was held for some senior citizens at GAP's location on Kirani James Boulevard, St. George. The initiative was facilitated in conjunction with Nash on Jeremiah Arts. GAP provides engagement and support for mature citizens 50 years and over. The mission is to offer learning opportunities, social activities, fun events, and valuable benefits to its members in Grenada. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Co-owner and founder of Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Welcome to the SMC's Crescendo to Grenada's Panorama 2023. And you see pan business, that is we business.
My name is Andrea Isdale. I am 21 years old and I am from St. Paul's. For me, playing pan was like second nature because like any other community-based organization, when you grow up seeing your parents do something, it's natural for you to want to do it. So it wasn't a choice, it wasn't a decision. It was just a natural thing that I knew that I actually had to do. So it was no choice. At the Panyard, we have on Thursdays is our in-house Panyard Liming Day. So we have different things. So tonight is our cricket night. We have games night. We try to bring in persons to speak, to have motivational nights, to get players more inspired and wanting to play the pan more and to have a greater love for the pan. So that's some of the things that we do. It's definitely okay to come and see us practice. We always put on a show, whether it's practice or performance or a gig. Our days for practice are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Spice Up returns to the Esplanade Mall courtyard. Spice Up the Esplanade. Every Wednesday and Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Spice Up the Esplanade. Your all-in-one Spice Mass event. Get a taste of everything Carnival. From music to mass to food to fashion. All things Carnival in one place. Esplanade Mall, July 7th to August 11th. Don't you miss it.
Chaos and LED. Get on us, Lord. Grenada had the best mass by far. Grenada had the best job in the whole wide world. Grenada had the best mass by far. Grenada had the best job in the whole wide world. Watch mass and watch my canal. Soca gone international. That's going around the globe. Soca not just a carnival. Watch mass and watch my canal. Soca gone international.